You know your company's website isn't performing and needs something. But is that something a full redesign, or are you really in need of a simple facelift? Stick around, because that's exactly what we're going to answer together in this video. Hi, I'm Alex Winter with Impact. At its best, your company's website should be your #1 salesperson, attracting qualified traffic, leads, and sales 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, even on holidays. Still, when you look at your current website, something just feels off. Maybe you're not seeing the results you're looking for. Your traffic is plateaued, your leads are coming in at a slow trickle, if at all, and your sales team is hungry for more than the digital scraps that they're currently getting. Or maybe you just had this sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach that while your site is technically current, it looks and feels out of date, especially when you look at it compared to your competitors. In these moments, it might be easy to think it's time to pull the trigger on a full website redesign project. But those can be costly, painful, time-consuming endeavors. And now, more than ever, every dollar and cent you spend out of your budget needs to count. So, before you sink tens of thousands into a brand new website redesign, ask yourself, do I need a full website redesign project? Or do I need a facelift? And how do I know which one it is that I need? Don't worry, I got your back. Because by the end of this video, you'll understand the key indicators of whether you need a full redesign or a site facelift, how much each of those options is gonna cost, as well as how to make the right choice for your business. The best way to understand what you need to do to your company's website is to think about it like it's a kitchen that you're thinking about remodeling. Now, do you just need a fresh coat of paint on the cabinets, maybe a new backsplash and a few modern appliances to get it feeling fresh? Or is it a mid-century monstrosity that needs to be stripped down to its studs because even Don Draper would think it's a disaster? In this case, you're ripping everything out, potentially reimagining the entire footprint of your kitchen, and then buying new appliances and looking at paint colors and all that jazz. Now, in the first instance, you're just looking at the aesthetics, so it's more effective and costs way less. In the second, you're looking at structure and aesthetics. A complete functional redesign, which is much more disruptive, takes way more time, and costs more than twice as much to accomplish. This is the choice that you ultimately have to make about your own website. Do you simply need a fresh coat of paint, or do you need to blow everything up and start all over? Well, let's find out. Let's say you're happy with your website's overall structure, sitemap, and user flow. You don't really want to move everything around at all. In fact, you're pretty happy with your site's basic architecture and underlying strategy. Instead, you just want to freshen up the look and feel of your website and maybe tweak a bit of the content along the way. In short, you want a fresh coat of paint on your new virtual cabinets, maybe a better dishwasher. Now, if this sounds like you, do not sign on for a full website redesign project. Instead, you're looking for a website facelift. For website facelift projects, most agencies will charge you an hourly rate for this kind of work, with an average total of about $3,500 to $5,000 for projects of this nature. The only variable that can really swing the cost up in this case is how much of the actual website copy you want to overhaul, since this is often quoted as a separate cost to design services. Now, at Impact, we've recommended this approach many times to companies that thought they needed a brand new website. Instead, looking at their website, we saw they should reserve that budget for something that will actually bring them more results. For example, many times we see companies come to us saying, something's wrong with my website. In reality, while we'd recommend them giving their website a facelift, what they really need is a new content strategy to drive the traffic and lead growth that they're really looking for. The moral of the story here is that when you're experiencing a symptom of a problem with your digital strategy, like flatlining traffic or lead conversions, don't automatically assume it's your website that's broken. There may be something else going on. Now, let's say you're looking at your website thinking that it's definitely outdated and needs a new coat of paint. But there are much larger underlying issues with your site that also need to be addressed in order to make the lead generating machine you need it to be. You need to reimagine your sitemap due to changes in your business. You can't even remember the last time someone looked at the technical SEO setup on your site. Oh, and your website has broken or lacking functionality. You also want to weave more video content into your website organically, and the strategy for every single page needs to be examined and then modified. On top of that, all your copy needs to be thrown out. If this sounds like you, and you know your grievances for your website are founded in reason and not the reflexive need for something new and shiny, no judgment though, I too love new and shiny things, trust me, you are definitely a good candidate for a full website redesign project. Okay, this is a tough question to answer because there are so many variables that influence how much you can spend on a website redesign project. Of course, designing a website yourself is the cheapest option. The cost there can range anywhere from $100 to $3,000 or more. A simple custom website design from an agency can range from $15,000 to $20,000, whereas bigger and more complicated websites will cost anywhere between $20,000 to $40,000. Still, of course, website projects can be scoped far beyond the $40,000 price point. Factors that influence cost include, but are not limited to, the size of your website. If you want content and video to be a part of the project, and if so, how much content and video? If you have custom technical needs or functionality that needs to be built in, your ability to stick to initially scoped deadlines, and how much advanced strategy development is required. If you're seeing a dip in traffic and leads, you might be tempted to throw money into a full website redesign. But before you make that call, ask yourself a few questions. Is the strategy sound and you just need a fresh coat of paint? Or do you really need to strip everything down to the virtual studs? Only you know the answer. But if you still have questions about what you heard in this video, or you simply want to talk through some of your most pressing website challenges, set up a time to talk. We'd love to hear from you.